back to another video. The Yankees have added another advisor to Brian Cashman's staff, and that advisor is now Omar Minaya. Okay? This is actually an indicator to me on where the Yankees are going when it comes to talent development. And I'm going to get into it in a second. Before you do that, I need you to hit the subscribe button. I've updated the watermark on the video. It's a big red subscribe button. Click it. You can subscribe in 2 clicks. You don't have to leave the video. It doesn't take a lot of work. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. So, Omar Minaya, Brian Sabean, 2 guys with a ton of baseball experience in the front office of teams. Okay, so Minaya, let's give a rundown on Minaya. We all know him as the New York Mets general manager. He held that position a few times. He has worked with the Expos, he's worked with the Rangers, and he's worked with the Padres. Now, in the last couple of days, the Yankees have brought in 2 traditional scouts. And what I mean by traditional is that they will go watch a player and then they will get their assessment for what they see. They don't care about analytics. They don't care about WRC+. They don't care about hard hit rate. They don't care about expected balls in play. They don't care about OBP, blah, 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 whatever statistic they want to make up. They don't care about that. They care about, what do their eyes tell me? What do I see in this player? What are his intangibles? What are his tools? And I'm all for it. The Yankees have done nothing but analytical baseball and analytical-driven player evaluation for the last 4 or 5 years, and it's gotten them nowhere. Like, yeah, it's new, it's in vogue, it's great, blah, 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 it tells you things, yeah, whatever. But if you look at the World Series champions, yes, they're analytical, but not too long ago, the least analytical team in the Washington Nationals won the World Series. The Boston Red Sox in 2018 were one of the most complete teams. Why? Because they played the game. They had ball players, right? They didn't have analytical ball players. And I'm sorry if I offend somebody with this next statement. I don't care, honestly. I don't need somebody from Yale who's never played a game in their life or was the kid on the Little League team that played the outfield because they sucked to tell me how to deploy talent on a baseball team. Okay? I'll say it again. I do not care for the person from Yale that's faceless in the analytical department making lineup decisions. Like, why? Like, it's stupid. Yes, analytical baseball and analytics and statistics have a place in baseball. They always have, they always will. Right? What's the batting average? How many home runs did they hit? How many runs did they score? How many runs did they knock in? What's their on-base percentage? What's their slugging? Right? What's their strikeouts? How many walks do they have? Like, that's traditional stats, right? I'm all for looking at that. I'm all for looking at the average. But because of the move away from the traditional way the game is played, which is high contact guys, ball in play, these athletic ball players, the game has been destroyed. Strikeout after strikeout after strikeout. Unathletic ball players being on teams just because they could hit the home run, right? Striking out 200 times a year, 180 times a year. If you have some time, go back and look at some of the greatest hitters in the modern era. Tony Gwynn, he played for 20 some odd years? He struck out like 420 times in his 20-year career. There are guys who blow through that in 2 nowadays, right? So when you start looking at guys like Minaya and Sabean, looks like there's a little bit of an identity change going on in the GM suite. Maybe they're talking about, hey, we need a guy in here that'll say, listen, he's a good ball player. I don't care if he's not analytically loved. You need him on your team. He hits for average. He's athletic. He steals bases. He's a good defensive center fielder. The numbers don't say that, but he is. And Minaya and Sabean are going to do that. Now, are they going to play major roles? Hopefully, but I don't think Sabean will. I think Sabean's going to stay on the West Coast. He'll zoom in every once in a while, make an appearance at the stadium once a month or once every couple of months. Manaya's more going to be involved. He'll be around the team. He'll be more visible around the team. But this is big. This is big because the Yankees are finally admitting that analytics and the way that they evaluate their talent is not working. It's not working. Why else would you bring in these two guys? You're admitting defeat. And I love it. I love it because, the people that I talk to, that I talk baseball with, they all say the same thing. Baseball's a simple game. Put the ball in play and good things happen. There's no defense against a strikeout. Yes, chicks dig the long ball. Go watch the Glavine and Maddox commercial from years ago, right? Nobody cares about the pitcher. Nobody cares about the guy that hits 340 and only hits 15 home runs. They want the guy who hits 40-plus home runs. Doesn't matter what his average is. Who cares how many times he strikes out, but he hits the ball 40 times out of the park. But what's flawed about that is, what if 30 of those 40 home runs are solo shots? It's only 30. That's only 30 RBIs. That's not a lot, right? You need to put the ball in play. You need to hit singles. You need to hit doubles. Rallies are sustained by constantly hitting singles and having traffic on the bases. They're not, the 3-run home run sometimes kills a rally. Why? Because the pitcher doesn't have any pressure. Nobody's on base. And he gets to start clean. Yeah, he gave up 3 runs, but at least he can cut it at 3 and hold it there. Like, if you have a team that's a constant moving lineup with guys that could put the ball in play, strike out less, no, not as much as they do, right? Push the issue, force the defense into making mistakes, right? Usually, if you look at the errors, not all the time, I'll say 80% of the time, 85% of the time, the team that makes the least amount of errors wins the ball game. The team that gets to 27 outs faster wins the ball game. The team that gives up extra outs is the one that loses, gives away those free bases, the hit by pitch, the error, the walk, right? Those things. Now, when you look at guys like Minaya, they're going to be the ones that'll say, listen, I don't care what his OBPS, blah, blah, blah is. He hits for average. He doesn't strike out a ton. He's got the intangibles. He can handle being a ball player here in New York, and he's going to be successful. So we won't get these, the analytics like him player. We'll get, we got a ball player. They're going to look for ball players. We're going to draft ball players. We're going to draft guys that have those tools to be successful. They're not analytical risks, right? And I'll leave you with this. And this video is going longer because I can't believe it, but I'm going on a little bit of a rant, and I don't care. I don't understand how, yes, Moneyball. Moneyball was a big thing. But the reason why Moneyball worked for Oakland was because they couldn't spend any money. If you remember that year, they lost Giambi. They lost Damon. They lost all these guys. Giambi went to the Yankees. And what, did Damon go to the Red Sox? Is that when Damon left for Boston? I think it was. So, they couldn't compete in the free agent market. So what did they have to do? They had a bargain hunt. They had to find guys. They had to find guys that were analytically under the radar. The Yankees don't have to do that. They can go get ball players. They can go get guys who are athletic. They can go get guys who put the ball in play and force the issue on the bases and force the issue, at the plate. Have an approach with 2 strikes. Instead of swinging as if it's 0-1 with 2 strikes and not trying to at least put the ball in play, make the defense make a play, right? And I'll say it again, and I'll leave you with this. The Yankees should not have Johnny Pencil pushers and people who only know the game through the numbers, not the feel of the game. The gut manager, the manager that starts a guy because he's got a good feeling, the guy who leaves his starter in because even though when they took Cole out in the championship series, I would have rather seen Cole pitch with the bases loaded than bringing in Trevino, whatever the hell his name is, right? I'd rather that. I'd rather have Cole pitch, but the analytics said go to this guy because of his slider and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And look what happened. Look what happened there. So this is a good thing for the Yankees. They'll get back to that traditional mindset, that traditional philosophy that helped them win all those championships, right? Help them win and have all that sustained success that grew the fruit of championships, right? We tried Brian Cashman's way for since '09. It didn't work. Now, let's come back to the way the game is supposed to be played. Let's come back to the way that we should really build our rosters with ball players. And if you want to have a couple of guys that hit home runs and strike out a lot, that's fine. You have that already. You have that with Stanton. And, you have that with kind of Rizzo, even though Rizzo strokes. I love Rizzo's approach with 2 strikes, right? But he hits for low average, right? So at least you have that. I would love to see the Yankees have 2 or 3 hitters in the 300s this year, not just one or none, right? Judge hit over 300 last year. I think he was the only one outside of with the Yankees all for the entire season. Yeah, Benintendi, of course, but all season with the Yankees. Here's a question for you, and if you can hit it in the comment section below, and then I'll leave you with this. How many 300 hitters have the Yankees had in the past 5 years? How many hitters did the Yankees have that hit over 300 in the last 5 years? Leave your answer in the comment section below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.